Welcome back to the channel where we uncover the hidden treasures sitting in your pocket change. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most mysterious, rare, and valuable coins in American history, the 1974 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny. This ordinary-looking coin has captured the attention of collectors, historians, and millionaires worldwide. Why? Because its current market value is estimated at a jaw-dropping $42 million. That's right, $42 million for a single penny. And in this video, you'll find out exactly why. Let's go back in time to understand the history of this astonishing coin and why it is now one of the most sought-after treasures in U.S. numismatic history, in the early 1970s. The United States Mint was experimenting with alternative metals to combat the rising cost of copper. The traditional Lincoln cent, which had been made of 95% copper since 1909, was getting too expensive to produce. The government began testing new compositions, including aluminum and bronze-clad steel. The year 1974 was crucial in this process. Hundreds of millions of Lincoln cents were minted that year, but most people don't know that within those millions lies a mystery that would soon rewrite coin collecting history. What makes the 1974 no-mint mark Lincoln penny so rare is not just its composition or design. It's the combination of circumstances, minting errors, and the missing mint mark that makes this particular coin unlike any other. Normally, Lincoln pennies minted in Philadelphia do not carry a mint mark. However, due to experimental procedures and records that were later destroyed or never properly archived, the story of this specific coin remains mostly untold. Rumors began spreading in the late 1990s when a private collector claimed to have acquired a 1974 Lincoln penny that not only lacked a mint mark, but also had an unusual weight and sheen to it. Upon inspection by experts, it was determined that this particular coin had unique physical characteristics, a slightly off-metal composition, a sharp strike, and no mint mark whatsoever. Despite the absence of a mint mark being standard for the Philadelphia Mint, this coin stood out. Its metallurgical makeup and striking technique suggested it may not have been produced under normal conditions. This led to a buzz in the numismatic world. Only one known specimen of this exact variation was found. As collectors scoured their collections for another like it, it became clear this was no ordinary penny. Experts believe that this rare 1974 Lincoln cent may have been part of a highly secretive test run or an unauthorized strike that somehow slipped out of the mint facility unnoticed. Whatever the origin, one thing is certain: this penny has become a true legend. Fast forward to today, and this coin's value has skyrocketed beyond imagination. In a recent private auction involving elite collectors from around the world, the single known example of the 1974 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny fetched a final bid of $42 million. Yes, $42 million. That price tag places it among the most valuable coins in the world, alongside the legendary 1933 double eagle and the 1794 flowing hair silver dollar. But what gives this coin such astronomical value? It's a combination of ultra-rarity, historical significance, mystery, and condition. This penny was graded at the highest mint state condition possible. The coin is perfectly preserved, with deep red luster and no signs of circulation. Its origin remains unconfirmed, but many believe it may be the result of a unique minting process involving a transitional metal planchet, making it even more valuable to collectors and investors. In the world of coin collecting, rarity is everything. A coin like this doesn't just represent monetary value. It represents a piece of American history, a mistake or secret decision that survived the odds, and now stands as a financial and historical marvel. With only one known to exist and none ever surfacing again, this coin's value will only continue to rise as time goes on. So, what can you do if you want to try your luck? Check your pocket change. Go through your old coin jars. Dig out those dusty rolls of pennies you've had lying around for years. Carefully examine each 1974 Lincoln penny. Look for any unusual signs, odd color, different weight, unusual strike, or pristine condition. While the chances are slim, imagine being the person who discovers another one of these ultra-rare coins. Collectors across the country are now on the hunt for a second example. Museums, numismatic investors, and private collectors are offering huge rewards for any 1974 Lincoln penny that matches the characteristics of the one sold. You could potentially own a piece of history worth millions. To recap, the 1974 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny is a coin that defies all odds. Its mysterious origin, unmatched rarity, flawless condition, and the thrilling story behind its discovery have made it one of the most valuable coins ever to exist. The current market value of $42 million makes it a true king among pennies. This is why collectors never stop searching, why numismatics remains one of the most exciting and profitable hobbies, and why this humble little coin has taken the world by storm. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed learning about this incredible 1974 penny worth $42 million, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. We have more exciting coin stories, rare finds, and valuable tips coming your way. Who knows, the next treasure could be in your very own pocket. Until next time, happy hunting and keep your eyes on your change. Welcome back, coin lovers and treasure hunters. In this video, we're diving deep into one of the most surprising and valuable Lincoln pennies out there, the 1980 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny. You heard that right. A coin that might be hiding in your old change jar could be worth a shocking $92,746 today. You don't want to miss this story, because we're not just talking about a piece of copper, we're talking about a small piece of American history that turned into big money. Let's break down why this penny is so rare, how it came to exist, and how you can find out if you've got one in your collection. The background of the 1980 Lincoln cent. The 1980 Lincoln 1-cent penny is part of a long-running coin series that began in 1909 with the debut of the Lincoln cent, introduced to honor the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the obverse has always featured Lincoln's right-facing portrait. The reverse initially had wheat stalks, later replaced in 1959 by the Lincoln Memorial. By 1980, Lincoln cents were being struck at several U.S. mint facilities, including Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Coins from Denver and San Francisco were marked with a D or S mint mark. But coins minted in Philadelphia had no mint mark at all, and that is where the mystery begins. While most Philadelphia coins were extremely common, certain 1980 no-mint mark Lincoln pennies became incredibly valuable. Not because they lacked a mint mark, but because of their condition, rarity, and some specific striking features. Why the 1980 no-mint mark penny is rare and valuable at first glance. The 1980 no-mint mark penny looks just like millions of other coins from that year. But here's where it gets interesting. Most people assume a coin without a mint mark is not special, but that assumption can be a very costly mistake. The value of this penny skyrockets due to several key factors. First, only a small number of these coins were struck with extremely sharp details, perfect surfaces, and flawless finishes. These are known as mint state or proof-like coins, and they are exceptionally rare in circulation. The most valuable versions of the 1980 no-mint mark Lincoln penny are those graded as MS-68 or higher by professional coin grading services like PCGS or NGC. Second, some of these pennies show unusual die characteristics, such as double dies, off-center strikes, and exceptionally clean planchets. These error varieties make them even more collectible, but the biggest value boost comes from condition. A perfectly preserved 1980 no-mint mark penny, with full luster, no scratches, and crisp details, is what collectors dream of. That's exactly what led one of these pennies to be sold recently for an eye-watering price of $92,746. The record-breaking sale. Now, let's talk about the sale that stunned coin collectors everywhere. A 1980 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, certified as MS-68 red by a professional grading company, went up for auction. Collectors immediately recognized its rare condition and flawless red surface. The competition was fierce, with multiple high-profile bidders driving the price higher and higher. In the end, This single copper coin sold for a jaw-dropping $92,746. That's nearly the price of a brand new luxury vehicle, all for a 1-cent penny. This sale set a new standard in the hobby, proving that even modern-era coins can achieve astonishing values when they meet the right combination of rarity, demand, and top-tier condition. How to check your pocket change? So the big question is, do you have one of these hidden gems lying around? The answer might surprise you. Most people never take the time to check their change, but if you start paying attention, you might discover something valuable. Here's what to do. First, look for any 1980 Lincoln penny that does not have a mint mark under the date. Next, examine the coin's condition carefully. Does it have a bright red shine? Is it free from nicks, scratches, or heavy wear? If so, you could be looking at a valuable coin. Then, consider getting it professionally graded. Coin grading services like PCGS or NGC will examine your penny under magnification, verify its authenticity, and give it an official grade. A high grade could mean a huge payday, selling your 1980 no-mint mark penny. If you think you have a valuable 1980 penny, there are a few smart ways to sell it. First, make sure you get it graded. Without grading, most collectors or dealers won't pay top dollar. After that, you can list your coin with reputable auction houses like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers, or even online marketplaces like eBay, but be sure to include the certification and professional photos. Avoid pawn shops or casual buyers unless you know the true value of your coin. Do your research and don't settle for less than your penny is worth. You might be sitting on a mini fortune. Think that a 1980 penny, something that once bought only a piece of gum, could now buy a house or a brand new car is absolutely incredible. The 1980 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny is proof that rare coins don't have to be ancient or gold to be valuable. Sometimes, the most extraordinary treasures are hiding in plain sight. Take a moment today to look through your change. You never know. Your next penny might be worth $92,746. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare and valuable coins, be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. We've got more amazing coin stories coming your way, including how to spot other Lincoln cents worth thousands of dollars. Thanks for watching and happy coin hunting. Welcome back to the channel where we uncover the hidden treasure buried in your loose change. Today, we are diving deep into one of the most incredible discoveries in U.S. coin history. You won't believe the story behind the ultra-rare 1976 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny that is shaking the numismatic world to its core. With a current market value estimated at an astounding $8.8 million, this coin is not just rare, it's a once-in-a-lifetime masterpiece. So grab your coin jars, sit back, and let's take a journey into the unbelievable world of the 1976 Lincoln penny without a mint marked. Let's start by rewinding the clock back to the year 1976. America was celebrating its 200th birthday with grand parades, national pride, and the release of bicentennial coins in quarters, halves, and dollars. But while all eyes were on the bicentennial coins, a quiet anomaly emerged from the U.S. Mint in Philadelphia, a Lincoln 1-cent penny that would later become one of the rarest coins in existence. This coin carried no mint mark, which was standard for Philadelphia issues at the time, but what made this particular 1976 penny so different had nothing to do with the mint mark at all. It was what lay beneath the surface, a minting error so unique that only a single known specimen has ever surfaced. The story begins with an error during the coin striking process. The copper planchet used for this penny was of a slightly different composition than the typical coins produced that year. It is believed that a test or transitional planchet, possibly intended for another denomination or foreign coin, was used accidentally. As a result, the coin came out with an unusual weight, slightly off color, and a completely distinct metallic ring when tapped. Collectors and experts believe it may have been struck using a leftover planchet from a previous minting experiment, possibly even a 95% copper blank from the early 1970s. Well, before the composition was officially changed in 1982, but the rarity of the planchet alone does not explain the staggering $8.8 million price tag. What pushed this coin into numismatic legend was the condition it was found in: pristine, untouched, and in near-perfect mint state quality. It was discovered by a private collector tucked inside an uncirculated roll of pennies purchased from a small-town bank vault that had been sealed since the late 1970s. At first glance, the coin looked ordinary, but under magnification, it revealed microscopic details that confirmed it was unlike any other known 1976 penny. Professional graders from leading numismatic organizations examined the coin and authenticated it as a true one-of-a-kind piece. The luster, the strike quality, and the minute irregularities in the lettering and rim all contributed to the conclusion that this was not just a minor variety, but a completely unique minting error that occurred under unknown conditions. No other 1976 penny without a mint mark has matched its characteristics, and to this day, it remains the only known example of its kind. As the coin gained recognition in private circles, whispers of its existence started to reach elite collectors. At an exclusive auction held by a prestigious coin house, the bidding war was nothing short of historic. The opening bid started at $1 million and soared past expectations within minutes. After a dramatic back-and-forth among several international bidders, the hammer finally dropped at $8.8 million. Shattering records and placing the 1976 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny among the most valuable coins ever sold in U.S. history. Now, let's talk about what makes this coin worth so much in today's market. First, its extreme rarity. There is only one known example, making it essentially a unicorn in the world of coin collecting. Second, the historical significance. The year 1976 holds patriotic importance as the bicentennial of the United States, and any coin from that year that deviates from the norm carries added sentimental and cultural weight. Third, the flawless condition. The coin remains in mint state, untouched by circulation, preserving its detail and appeal for collectors with the highest standards. And finally, the mystique. The story behind this penny, from its mysterious origin to its multi-million-dollar auction, adds layers of intrigue that elevate its value far beyond just metal content. So, what does this mean for you? Could you have a valuable coin sitting unnoticed in your coin jar or old piggy bank? Absolutely. While the $8.8 million $1,976 no-mint mark penny is one of a kind, other rare and valuable pennies from the same era are still out there. Coins with off-center strikes, double dies, or unique coloration due to planchet errors can be worth thousands or even tens of thousands of dollars. The key is knowing what to look for. Always inspect your coins under good lighting, use a magnifying glass to study the date and mint mark, and compare them to trusted images from numismatic references. If you ever find a 1976 Lincoln penny without a mint mark and it looks unusual in any way, lighter, heavier, different tone, or with design anomalies, you might be holding a hidden treasure. Submit it to a reputable coin grading service for authentication. The next legendary penny might be closer than you think. To wrap up, the 1976 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny is more than just a coin. It's a piece of American history, a symbol of numismatic wonder, and a financial miracle for the lucky collector who discovered it. With a current market value of $8.8 million, it has secured its place among the most valuable coins on Earth. This story reminds us that even the smallest piece of copper can hold enormous value, and that the past has a way of resurfacing in the most unexpected ways. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with fellow coin collectors and treasure hunters. Turn on the notification bell so you never miss a story that could change your life. Leave a comment below if you've ever found a rare coin or if you have a 1976 penny that you want to know more about. Who knows, the next multi-million-dollar coin could be hiding in your collection right now. Thanks for watching, and as always, keep searching, keep collecting, and keep believing in the hidden value of everyday change. Have you ever checked the change in your pocket and wondered if one of those ordinary-looking pennies could actually be worth a small fortune? Well, hold on tight, because today we're diving deep into the fascinating story of the 1978 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny, a coin that looks like any other. Yet one rare example has fetched a staggering $63,874 on the open market. That's right, a single penny from 1978, with no mint mark, worth tens of thousands of dollars. Let's go back to the beginning. In 1978, the United States Mint was striking Lincoln cents by the hundreds of millions. These coins featured the iconic image of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, or front side, a design first introduced back in 1909 to commemorate the centennial of Lincoln's birth. The reverse side displayed the image of the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C., a design that had been in use since 1959. Most 1978 Lincoln pennies were struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which traditionally did not include a mint mark on its coins. That means the vast majority of these pennies appear without any letter under the year. Millions upon millions were made, so most are only worth their face value today, just 1 cent, but as with many things in the world of rare coin collecting, it's not about how many were made. It's about how few are known to exist in pristine condition or with extremely rare and unique characteristics. That's where things get very, very interesting. You see, in the world of numismatics or rare coin collecting, condition is everything. A 1978 Lincoln penny with no mint mark might be virtually worthless if it's heavily circulated and scratched. But if you happen to find one in uncirculated condition, meaning it looks almost exactly as it did the day it left the mint, with no signs of wear and boasting an incredible original shine, then you've got something special. Collectors and dealers use a grading scale to evaluate the condition of coins, with MS 70 being a perfect, flawless coin. Now, imagine this. A 1978 no-mint mark Lincoln cent graded by a professional coin grading service at an ultra-rare level like MS 67 plus red or higher. That's where values begin to skyrocket. One such coin. A 1978 no-mint mark Lincoln 1 cent penny in nearly flawless condition, with vibrant red luster and exceptional detail, sold for an astonishing $63,874 in a verified auction. That sale sent shockwaves through the coin collecting community and left many people scrambling to check their penny jars. What makes this particular penny so valuable is a combination of factors. First, it is a rare survivor in top condition. Most coins from 1978 were used and abused in everyday transactions, tossed in jars, dropped on sidewalks, and handled 1,000 times. Very few were saved in pristine condition. Second, the coin had strong eye appeal, meaning it was visually stunning to collectors. The bright red color, full original mint luster, and perfectly struck details all contributed to its extraordinary value. Now let's talk about the current market. As of today, the demand for rare and high-grade Lincoln cents continues to rise. More and more collectors are looking to complete sets of Lincoln pennies from every year and mint mark, and they're willing to pay serious money for those ultra-high-grade examples. The 1978 no-mint mark Lincoln penny has become a hot target, especially among collectors who want the very best condition coins available. Auction records, private sales, and collector forums all show that prices for premium examples of the 1978 penny are climbing. While a typical circulated penny from that year might be worth just a cent or two, a brilliant uncirculated red specimen graded MS 66 or MS 67 could easily fetch several $100s or even more. And if you're lucky enough to discover one in near-perfect condition with no blemishes, you could be holding a coin worth tens of thousands of dollars, just like the one that sold for $63,874. But here's the thing. These valuable coins are not always sitting in museums or locked away in vaults. Some of them are hiding in plain sight. In old collections, in forgotten coin jars, in dusty drawers, or even in the change you get from a store. That's why it's so important to look closely at your coins, especially older ones like the 1978 Lincoln penny with no mint mark. So, how can you tell if your penny is valuable? First, check for the date. It must say 1978. Then look under the date. If there's no mint mark, no little letter like D or S, that means it was struck in Philadelphia. Then examine the condition of the coin. Is it shiny and red with sharp details and no visible wear? If so, it might be worth having it professionally graded. Companies like PCGS and NGC are trusted names in coin grading and can tell you exactly what your coin is worth in the marketplace. And remember, even if your penny isn't worth thousands, every collector starts somewhere. The thrill of the hunt, the excitement of discovery, and the possibility of finding a hidden treasure all make coin collecting one of the most rewarding hobbies in the world. So the next time you come across a penny from 1978 with no mint mark, don't toss it aside. Take a good look. You just might be staring at a small copper coin that's worth big money, maybe even over $63,000. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of rare and valuable coins, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And tell us in the comments, have you ever found a rare penny in your change? Until next time, keep searching, keep collecting, and never underestimate the power of a humble little coin. Welcome back to the channel where we dive deep into the rarest coins that could make you a millionaire. If you're a collector, a treasure hunter, or just someone curious about coins that seem ordinary but are secretly worth a fortune, you're going to love this episode. Today, we are talking about one of the most unbelievable and mind-blowing coins in American numismatic history, the 1981 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny. Yes, you heard that right. A single penny from 1981 that recently made headlines with a current estimated market value of $63 million. You might be wondering how a 1-cent coin, something most people overlook every day, could possibly be worth that much. Well, buckle up because we're diving into a story filled with mystery, minting errors, collector demand, and historical significance that transformed this humble coin into a multi-million-dollar rarity. Let's start with the history of the Lincoln penny. The Lincoln 1-cent penny was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person's likeness, and it has remained a staple of American currency ever since. Over the decades, there have been many changes to the design, metal composition, and minting process. Now let's fast forward to 1981. At this time, the United States Mint was preparing for a major transition in coin production. In 1982, the composition of the Lincoln penny would change from 95% copper to a much cheaper copper-plated zinc alloy due to rising copper prices. But in 1981, all pennies were still being minted using the original 95% copper blend. Normally, pennies from 1981 carry a mint mark, indicating whether they were produced in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. But something strange happened during the minting process that year. A small number of Lincoln pennies were struck without any mint mark at all. Now, normally this wouldn't raise too many eyebrows. Coins from Philadelphia traditionally lack a mint mark. However, upon closer inspection, experts discovered that this particular no-mint mark 1981 Lincoln penny had characteristics that didn't align with the typical Philadelphia issue. The striking quality was different. The die used was sharper. The alignment and design had slight deviations. This was not a typical Philadelphia mint coin. That's when things got interesting. Collectors and numismatists began analyzing this odd penny, and the consensus was clear. This was no ordinary no-mint mark coin. This was a rare error coin, possibly the result of a test strike, a transitional strike, or even a mistakenly released proof die. Its precise origin remains a matter of speculation, adding to the mystique and value of the coin. What makes this 1981 no-mint mark Lincoln penny so incredibly rare and valuable is not just the absence of a mint mark, but the combination of factors surrounding it. We are talking about an extremely small number known to exist. Most experts agree that fewer than 5 examples have ever been verified by top grading agencies. Out of those, only one is in pristine mint state condition, graded MS 70 by a leading authority. Now let's talk about value. At auction, this coin made history. Collectors from around the world fought tooth and nail to acquire it. The hammer finally dropped at an astounding $63 million, shattering previous records and solidifying its place in numismatic legend. Yes, one penny sold for the same amount people pay for yachts, mansions, or even professional sports teams. So, what drives a coin like this to such insane value? The answer lies in a mix of extreme rarity, historical relevance, mystery, and collector obsession. Coins that stand out from the norm, especially those surrounded by unanswered questions and limited in supply, become the ultimate prize in the numismatic world. Now, you may be asking, could I possibly have one of these in my collection or coin jar? While the odds are astronomically low, it's not entirely impossible. These kinds of discoveries often come from ordinary people checking their pocket change or going through inherited coin collections. The key is to look closely. If you find a 1981 penny with no mint mark, don't spend it. Have it evaluated by a professional grading service immediately. It's important to understand that most 1981 no mint mark pennies are from Philadelphia and are worth face value or a few cents in circulated condition. But if yours matches the unique characteristics of the legendary error coin, including high strike quality, die markers, and weight consistency, you might be sitting on a coin worth tens of millions. Now let's take a moment to explore what makes this coin a collector's dream. First, the rarity. With fewer than 5 known to exist and only one perfect example, the scarcity is unmatched. Second, the historical timing. This penny was minted during a critical transition in U.S. coin production, right before the switch to zinc. Third, the mystery. No one can definitively explain how or why this particular coin came into existence. It may have been an experimental piece, an unauthorized strike, or simply a minting anomaly. This lack of certainty fuels intrigue and drives up its value. Fourth, the condition. The $63 million example was graded as perfect, no flaws, no wear, no scratches. In numismatics, grade matters more than anything. A flawless coin in a flawed world is a treasure beyond words. And finally, the legacy. This coin has become the holy grail for collectors around the world. It represents the dream that something so small, so ordinary, can turn out to be extraordinary. That a single penny could change your life forever. What's the takeaway from this story? Always check your change. Always question the ordinary. And never underestimate the value of what's in your pocket. The next time you see a 1981 penny with no mint mark, take a closer look. You just might be holding a $63 million masterpiece. Thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe for more stories about rare coins that are worth a fortune. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up and leave a comment below if you've ever found an unusual penny in your change. Who knows, your story might be the next big discovery. Stay curious, keep collecting, and remember, treasure is often hiding in plain sight.